4 just wrapped up right here behind Alex and I. What a night, an incredible Game 4. Honestly, an iconic Game 4 that people will remember for a long time. There is so much to talk about. 2 games. There was an ALCS Game 3 that was good as well. So we got a lot of good baseball today. Our pregame show was wild. We have a lot to talk about, and I'm really excited to get to it. But Game 4 just wrapped up right here behind us just a second ago. And Alex, we have a lot to talk about today.
We do. This entire day was wild, but we're going to focus on 8 topics in this postgame show, and we're going to get things started with number 8, the starting pitching. We kind of touched on it in the pregame show. We knew it was going to be an interesting choice to start both Clevenger and Falter. Neither of them made it out of the first inning tonight.
Yeah, you know, I thought that was an interesting decision on both sides. Now, I understood it on the Padres side a little more. Mike Clevenger's a starter. He's not your 1, 2, or 3, obviously, but you didn't have the luxury of having those guys go. Mike Clevenger starting, understood it. On the other side of things, having Bailey Falter go, look, I know it's easy to say in hindsight, Alex, that it didn't work out great because he didn't get out of the first inning. Neither of them did. But I would have liked to see Noah Syndergaard start this game. Right? You bring him in later in the game, he goes a few innings. I would have liked to see Syndergaard start this game. Neither starting pitcher gets out of the first inning. Falter a little more questionable to me, and they come out. And my key, one of the keys for me yesterday with what the Padres needed to do was take advantage of having this bullpen game, if you will, for the Phillies, score early and score often. And to their credit, they did do that.
Yeah.
So that was, for me, the first thing that came to mind walking in the stadium is, Bailey Falter? Really?
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to get from him? 1 inning or 2 innings? Why not just start Noah Syndergaard, who came in later? Look, obviously hindsight is 20/20. It didn't work out for the Padres either, but I didn't hate that decision of Mike Clevenger. Kind of knew that one was coming. But as soon as Schwarber got that leadoff hit, it kind of all fell apart for Clevenger.
It really did, and that kind of leads us to our next topic. The Padres struck first, which is one of your things that you needed to do. But number 7 for us is how fast that the Phillies were able to strike back almost immediately. The Padres put up 4 runs there in the first inning, and the Phillies didn't look phased one bit.
Well, that's a good point, Alex. The Phillies struck back so quickly, which is what you had to do. Worst case scenario happened, right? It happened. Worst case scenario, game starts, boom, 4 runs on the board. Who cares? Put it in behind you. You got punched in the mouth. How are you going to respond? Are you going to get down on yourself? Are you not going to play well the rest of the game? Are you going to play tight? It doesn't matter what happened in the top of that first inning. To their credit, they came out and started swinging the bat, and it started with Kyle Schwarber, who led off the game by working deep into the count and getting a hit to the opposite side. And I actually was able to, just a few minutes ago, catch up with Kyle Schwarber after the game, talk about his game, this crowd, and everything along the way. So let's check that out now. First off, congrats on an awesome game. That first inning, you guys get behind big. How important for you was it personally to not do too much in your first at-bat and just get on base?
Yeah, that's kind of the key there. Obviously there was a lot of pitches thrown in the first inning, and go out there and take a couple. He threw 2 strikes right away. So you just go into battle mode and try to find a way on base and save a hit to the left infield where no one was standing, and it was good.
You said very recently, in 2017, you were not a good baseball player. How cool is it to be right here, leading off for the Phillies, killing it, and having an awesome postseason?
Yeah, it's great. This is what we play for, to be in the playoffs and be in positions like this. When you get in these positions and these kind of atmospheres, and with the group of guys that we have, it's really special, and we just got to take it one game at a time.
You said the other day you've had the pleasure of playing in some incredible environments in the playoffs. No offense to any of them, this one is super special. You have to feel even better about it now. This is incredible to be a part of.
Yeah, you see videos about it before it even happened, and then now that you're experiencing it, it's been phenomenal. From pitch 1, they've been with us, and all the way till the end of the game. And you can't say enough about this atmosphere. We feed off them. They've been with us, in tune with us every single pitch, and we feed off that.
Do you know you got that one to center?
It had a good chance.
Thanks, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He definitely knew he got that one to center.
Yeah.
You could see it from the pimp job, the walk. It was sick. So thanks to Kyle Schwarber for talking to me immediately after the game. But one thing I found interesting with him is he legitimately just recently said, in 2017, I was not a good baseball player.
Yeah.
In fact, I just was bad. To be here right now, the type of hitter he is, he worked a walk tonight. He got a hit the other way. Now, he didn't hit that ball great, but his job in that first inning is to get on base. When you get down 4-0, Kyle Schwarber is the type of hitter that, you know what, in the first inning, early in the game, he's going to swing for the fences. He's going to hit a home. He's going to try to hit a home run. He realized his job in that inning. Look, we're down 4 runs. What is the point of boom or bust? There isn't. Get on base, work a count, do what you can to pass the torch to the next guy, and that next guy just happened to be Rhys Hoskins.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for the Phillies is their bats were on fire tonight, and they were consistent. They got 4 home runs, but they also got big hits with runners in scoring position when it counted. And at the end of the day, when you have a fan crowd like this backing you up, every at-bat, every pitch, that's kind of all you need. Now, before the game, we talked about how important it was for the Padres to take this game if they still wanted to be in it. They are now down 3-1 in this series with one game away from knocking them out of a potential World Series.
And still to play here. That game is here tomorrow. So it was really impressive to see them multiple times. They score 3 runs in that first inning, get right back into it, but then the Padres extend the lead.
Yeah.
They tie it, then the Padres extend the lead, and then the Phillies fight back into it, and I have no doubts that that's the crowd playing into this. You can't continually get punched in the face and then get back up and get back up and get back up. But when you have a crowd like this cheering so hard for you with every single thing, it really does make it easier. And I was super impressed tonight, not by just the Phillies' ability to hit and to put up runs, because that's what they do, but by their ability to get punched in the mouth and to come back and to come back and to come back. It was really impressive.
It was. Now let's move on to our number 6 topic, Bryce Harper's greatness. You mentioned the crowd. The moment he comes to the plate, this whole place is going crazy chanting MVP, and he deserves it. He is putting up MVP numbers this postseason. He has turned into that MVP Bryce Harper, which is exactly what this team needed to get to this point, to be up 3-1 in this series.
You nailed it. He comes up to the plate. Everybody is chanting MVP. Not his name, not Bryce Harper. It's MVP. And he's done it again tonight. What he has done in this postseason, he has 4 home runs. He has an OPS near 1,400. Bryce Harper is unbelievably talented and still, in my opinion, an underrated player in the game of baseball, despite coming off of an MVP award last year, his second MVP award. So he's a 2-time MVP award winner, and it still just feels like he doesn't get the love and respect that he deserves. Why? I can't give you the answer to that. This guy has done everything imaginable and more after being on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 17 years old. Think about the hype that comes along with that. We have never seen a baseball player come into the league before he's even drafted with as much hype as Bryce Harper has. With all of that hype, he's gone on to win 2 MVP awards. He's gone on to have an OPS of 1,400 in the playoffs, hitting 4 home runs, 2 doubles tonight, pumping up the crowd. This is what it's all about. This is Bryce Harper's greatness. He is one of the greatest players in the game of baseball, deserves more credit than he gets, and it's been on display every single game, it feels like, in the postseason. Big players arise with great opportunity, and Bryce Harper has done that. Despite what happened towards the end of the season when he was struggling after that injury, the lights get a little bit brighter when the calendar turns to October. And ever since that has happened, Bryce Harper has proven why he is the 2-time MVP that he is.
He is batting .410 in the postseason right now. When you hear that number, you think MVP.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That number screams to me.
Yeah.
This is an MVP. And why was anybody ever doubting him? When I've heard it from multiple guys on this team. When we were in San Diego, I talked to a couple of the guys around batting practice, and some of the guys had struggled during the regular season, but were playing well during the playoffs. And I'm not going to name names for sake of, I didn't tell them I was going to talk about it, but multiple guys said, look, it's just nice that we're playing for something.
Yeah.
This is what you live for. This is what you play for. Bryce Harper lives for October baseball.
Yeah.
And the stars shine brightest in October. And amongst all the stars, Bryce Harper is shining the brightest.
Oh, yeah. You know who else loves October baseball?
Who?
Phillies fans. And that leads us to number 5 because this crowd was absolutely insane. We saw it before we came into the stadium across the street for the pregame show, but then we actually sat in the stands for a good portion of this game. The only way I know how to describe it is from age 6 to 60, every single fan is locked in. They are aggressive. They are passionate. They are yelling good things and bad things at all the players. They know their stats. They know everything about them, and it is electric. They are on their feet the entire game.
Alex, I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
From 6 to 60.
Yeah.
They're locked in. It doesn't matter. And one thing that's unique, I think, about this ballpark is it doesn't matter where you are.
No.
It doesn't change. In a lot of stadiums, unfortunately, the fans that sit right behind home plate are
Which
the
is
fans
where you
that
were.
have played yeah, that is where I was. Yes.
Yep. So tell us
They
how it
have
was.
paid a ridiculous amount of money to be there, right?
Uh-huh.
So typically, they're a different type of fan. Not here.
Yeah.
The fans all around me were extremely locked in to every single pitch. They knew every single stat. They knew everything about every single guy. And they were on their feet the entire game. And then I'd stand up and look around the crowd, and there were moments where nobody was sitting. Everybody was high-fiving, hugging each other. And I get goosebumps just thinking about it. And I was able to take it in during the game. I just turned around and just did like a full circle and thought, this is just different.
Yeah.
It's different than any other environment in the playoffs, and we've caught up with many fans around Philly and asked them a couple of reasons why it's different, but the consensus basically is we just live and breathe our teams, and we're so proud of them, and we want to cheer them on, and you can truly feel that. So
You can see that with Miles Teller, who was sitting right next to you during the game. I think you actually captured this video, right? He was going ham the entire time.
Miles Teller is a legend.
I love that.
Miles
Tell
Teller
us more. Tell us more.
is a legend. I wish I was best friends with Miles Teller. He is a superstar.
Yeah.
He's just did Top Gun, one of the biggest grossing movies of all time. He was great in that. He was a star. People in San Diego are wearing mustaches just because of him.
Yep.
And now he's here in Philly cheering on his favorite team, just going absolutely insane in the stands like every single other person here.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it a second ago. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're sitting. Everybody seems to be into it. And it's the same with the celebrities that are here.
Yeah.
He was going nuts, and it just made me think, that's a guy that I would love to hang out with.
Who knows? Maybe he'll be here again tomorrow and you shoot your shot.
Maybe
You got to go say hi.
Maybe
You got to go say hi.
Maybe the Phillies, if they wrap this up tomorrow,
Yeah.
maybe he comes out on the field with the team.
Ooh.
And, yeah,
All right.
you never know what could happen.
Wishful
at that point.
thinking.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking. I love it. But let's go back to the pregame show because when we were across the street at
my gosh.
Xfinity Live, if you tuned in, you saw how wild it was. If not, you're in for a treat because here's a little sneak peek of what we saw during the pregame show.
You had to give up one thing that you love for the Phillies to win a World Series ring. What are you giving up?
I think anything. My house at this point. I'm upset.
I would give up my firstborn child. That's not born yet.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna have to get one of my boys, man. One of my brothers. Mike Johnson. That's who. Mike Johnson. He gonna have to be out of here. He a Cowboys fan.
I give up cheese. Cheese on anything.
I'll give up my cat. I'll do it.
I live with my parents. I'm giving up their mortgage, okay? I'm sending them under the Walt Whitman Bridge.
My boyfriend. My boyfriend.
I would give up my right thumb along with my left thumb.
Sex.
Any type of bagel. I don't care about any bagels. I'm trying to see the Phillies win the World Series, baby.
I mean, just incredible. My man in the middle there gave up one of his best friends and said, well, he's a Cowboys fan. He can go. That was so much fun. I thought we did that yesterday, Alex, and it was kind of an experience that we walked out and we're like, one, give me about 5 seconds to catch my breath.
Yeah, I need a moment.
And then after that, that was incredible. And our plan was never to go back and do it again until we walked out of there when we thought we have to do that again. That's what this is all about, is the fans and feeling the passion. And whether you're in this stadium or over at Xfinity Live or watching on TV, you can feel that passion, and we quite literally could feel it right over there.
Oh, it was wild. I had to take a moment and just kind of look around because everyone wants to be a part of it too. So you got people on your back, on your side, right in your face telling you why they love the Phillies. So it was wild. It was fun. I'm excited to experience a day game here tomorrow.